is 7 o'clock and we are here. Hey, Lady Sanchez.
Hey Bubbles, how you doing?
I am doing wonderful today. This was a good day for me today. I
Oh,
got
well, good.
good lessons of things. I've been working on myself, and so I'm reading some audio books and taking away some good things. So I had a good day today, a day full of learning and eye opening experiences.
Well, good for you.
Hey, Sanchez, we didn't
Hey,
miss you, girl.
darling.
I know. I was
Oh,
like,
well,
and she
thank
came
you.
in early too. I was so excited.
How was your
You
holiday,
see me sitting up
Sanchez?
there by myself.
Oh, and hello to everybody out there in YouTube, Electra's here. Louisa, always faithful from Dresden, and Vicky and Stefan. Everybody's here. The gang's all here.
Looks like it. Well,
Ex-
before we jump too deep into things, I wanted to ask Sanchez, how was your holiday, honey?
I'm gonna tell y'all what. I've been trying to psych myself out.
Mhm.
I think it started off good, but then I think probably at the end of the day or the next day, I started mourning my deceased loved one. So it's been difficult. So that's
Oh,
why I haven't been here for the last couple of days because it was like, it just kind of hit you all at once.
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, we understand,
hmm
hon. Holidays are like that.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, and then we got Christmas coming up, so it's
Mm-hmm.
like, yep. And I think that may have been kind of played a lot into it because, of course, the Christmas decorations are going up. We're already preparing for Christmas. And then it's like when you turn around and no one's gone, you realize half your family is gone, At least
Mm.
in my case, that's what it is. So, it's been really trying for me. So, we'll see how it goes. We'll see if how long I can hang in there. I came out today. I said, let me get out of here because I went on these Twitter streets and I don't watch bold, but I seen
Oh,
some things that really upset me. And I
yeah.
said,
Lord,
Damn, stay out
that
the streets. That ain't
especially.
my neighborhood no more. That can't
Mm.
be your neighborhood, but not right now. Please don't go. I've seen some things, and I said,
mm,
you know what? That's what I get for driving through the old damn neighborhood.
you see? You
And I didn't
see?
even take that turn. I was minding my own damn business, and that shit just popped up in my face. And I was like, who did this?
That's
Like,
true.
I'm still getting this stuff in my timeline. I
That's
don't be
true.
Rubbernecking.
Mm-hmm,
They
I,
had
mm-hmm.
me
I, I,
rubbernecking.
I
Mm-mm.
got something dropped off in my timeline. I don't know how either, but I was
Mm-hmm.
like, how in the hell this get here? Because my
Mm.
timeline has been less and less and less of that. But
It really
it
has.
made me take a drive down the timeline too. But I didn't stay long, so I didn't get affected.
Oh, girl.
especially when the, uh, especially when the other shows are giving us so much.
I
It's just
Yeah,
know, I
like,
know.
yeah,
honestly, I just at this point the fashion soap just repels me. It's like
yeah.
repelling at this point. So
Yeah.
it's like it is
This
what
is
it
what they
is.
serving for
Yes.
sweets. There's something that's 30 years old where we got Days of Our Lives actually serving a real life abortion story
Child.
Yes.
with all the political buzzwords intact. I mean, and Days is out here serving the Asian culture, true to form and true to life. Days is out here giving us true drama, soap opera drama, true American soap drama
Hmm.
with brainwashings and let me tell you, I just ain't no way I would spend my time on that other show when I got so much goodness from Days.
Exactly.
I almost sent Ron Carlivati a fruit basket because I was like, this is choking me to death. I'm going to die. And this is this
Fight.
man's fault because he sat here and
He
got
got you
me interested
excited.
in people I didn't even care about. Y'all know I didn't give not two damns about EJ a week ago.
You sure
Y'all
didn't.
know I
You
didn't
said
Hmm.
the only
never
thing that you liked about EJ was Susan.
right. And now I'm sitting here holding my pill in the morning, trying not to cry, talking about, okay, EJ, your mama gonna be back, baby. So,
Yep. Yep.
Not to mention they actually made me feel sorry for Lee ass too. I'm like,
And then
oh,
Lee.
I don't fell in
Oh,
love with Lee. That's my man. I want to be with Lee.
I
I
but
do
wait,
not.
but
I do not. I'm
but
sorry.
before wait,
I
but
have
before
to
we
be the
get
one to go against the group here. It is nothing they can do to make me feel sorry for Lee and what he's doing to Gabby. I am so sorry. He's on his own with that one, and I can't believe Jen Lee is gonna go along with it. But I'm
I
okay
can't.
with it. I am okay because I already know what's happening next month come December. So I'm okay for now. They can have their fun, but no, ma'am, it is nothing Lee can do. Now he's a villain, and I'm gonna root for him as a villain, but I will never feel sorry for him. Not at this point. Not for what he's done. Nope.
I see Lee more as an anti-hero and more like a criminal mastermind and less of a villain. I
yeah,
see Lee now more as the mastermind because that's one thing that came out of today. It cleared up some confusions about
mhm.
the initial motivations of these characters that got us in the situation where we are in today.
right.
Like it really cleared up. Lee flat out told his sister when I found out Rolf had Stefan on ice, I wanted to take advantage of that because you know how father was with me. It was hard to please him. And now I just thought that I was gonna, bring Stefan's one of his kids back and be more than just Lee's son and be, respected in his own right. I can feel that shit because we know that their culture is different. I mean, that approval is every fucking thing.
That
We
quest for
Americans is
approval.
different with our parent-children relationships in America is completely different from other cultures. African cultures is completely different. In Asians, it's completely different. I can see why Jing Wen is motivated to protect her brother. She knows that parental acceptance is more than any damn thing.
And she and
That's
also
true, but that's true. But African cultures are a lot like Asian
Yeah.
cultures. I just got to correct that because my father is African, and how we were raised. So I can understand Lee. I get that point because family approval is everything. Having a name for yourself and having something you can call your own, like your own business, your own whatever it's gonna be, as long as your own. I get that. Now, do I love how grimy he is? Yes. Do I
Yes, I
love
do.
the
oh
fact
yeah.
that he is a master manipulator? Yes.
Yes.
But do
I,
I feel sorry for him? Not one damn bit. Why would
I
I? Why
yeah,
would I when he's getting everything he wants right now? Why would I feel sorry for Lee?
because
Because
he's
No.
it was a
forcing.
little boy's dream. Because
He,
it was a little boy's dream. So
yeah.
Jim Wing set the whole stage for her. She was like, "You remember when we were kids
Yep.
and you took Daddy's car for
The Bentley.
you took Daddy's Bentley out for a fun ride, and then you brought it home like shit
That
didn't happen,
scratchy.
and then Daddy saw that scratch on the door, and he was about to beat the shit out of you, but then you looked him right square in the eye and didn't blink and didn't flinch and said, 'No, I don't know how that door got scratched. I've been asleep all day.' And Daddy believed your ass, and I sat there and I was like, this motherfucker is slick as an eel." And that's how I know you lying to me right now, bud, because you being slicker than a motherfucking eel, but I didn't caught you. Now don't make me get this stick out and poke your ass again. I'm gonna ask you one more time. Did you do this shit? And so then he told the story. She told him, "I remember how you liked that girl, and you was going all out and showing your ass and shit because you like this girl." And this kind of seems like the same thing. I mean, I like Gabby, but I feel like you showing your ass because you want to get this girl again. And then he broke down and he was like, "You're absolutely right." And I was like, bless his heart. The little outcast still trying to get the girl. I feel sorry for him. I did.
She even called him a romantic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've always seen him that way. Li Shin, first of all, he was just almost like what was the character on GH? Miss Wu, where she only came in every now and then for business. That's the way Li Shin used to be. He wasn't,
Hmm.
he just came in for some demure meetings, but he was always so goddamn attractive. Always flirted with Gabby. So I always liked Lee. And even when him and Gabby went down their little road, I still liked him as a character. And I absolutely love these layers they have added to him through this story. We
So
know
do
Lee now.
exactly. And the thing is, my thing about this is one, the way Lee laid it out for Jinwin was important. He made it really clear that when this entire mess initially started with the whole bringing Stefan back, it was about getting better standing in business, in the
Right,
company, in their father's eyes. And him falling in love with Gabby was not part of the plan. It
right.
was not what he
Exactly.
was looking for.
Exactly, darling.
But once it
He went
happened,
rogue. In
yeah,
other words, Lee went rogue.
he went
He
rogue
couldn't help
on
it.
his own plan because his
That's
heart
right.
got in the way
That's
of
right.
his business goals.
That's
Correct.
right. Sure
Correct.
did.
That's how come that's why I see him more as not really a villain, but just like a mastermind. He doesn't
And
have
you can
ill
love him for
intent.
that too. You can love him for being a
I love
mastermind, and
him
I
a lot
do.
for
I
that.
absolutely love that I
Mhm.
love his whole status. I liked the fact that he always vouched for Gabby and vouched for Jake before Jake died. I liked Lee. I can get it, but to feel sorry for him, I do not. I mean, because he went out there, he took a chance, and he went out there on his own. He went rogue. It started off, as Darlin put it, it started off as a business deal for his dad, but now it's more about him now because he fell in love. Now, I mean, hey, now whatever happened to you, that's on you, buddy. I mean, I'ma still love you as that mastermind, but if you lose Gabby, oh well, we gonna
We,
keep on moving.
you
Business
Oh
know,
will go
yeah,
there's
well
on.
some there's some of
Business
us out
will
that
go
here,
on
result is
with
already
or
baked
without
in.
me.
and there's some of us out here already looking for a soft place for Lee to land after this.
Sure enough. I
He
I'm
mean,
gonna be
believing
all right.
I'm
Lee
believing
gonna be
Lee to
all right.
bury his head in some breastises after this wedding with Gabby blows up.
He
I'm
gonna
sorry.
look. Chloe gonna need somebody to cry on when Stefan leave her. When he leave,
no, no, no,
no,
hell no. Mm-mm. No, no,
he gonna need somebody a
not
nice
that one.
cushion. And
no,
Not
Chloe always seemed to have her sticking out in front of fanning somebody.
no. You fixing to fight all of us right now. Is what's fixing to happen.
mm-mm. Chloe done cursed enough men in this town. Leave poor Lee Shin alone.
Exactly.
Ugh.
You
Exactly.
really fixing to fight everybody in here,
She
honey.
gonna be in Brady
Um,
face any minute now. Any
yeah,
minute now, she's
Mm-mm.
gonna be in
Brady
Brady
needs to
face.
bring
She
here.
gonna be right there to help Lee. I'm telling you, she gonna catch Lee when he fall. Watch.
Ooh, child.
She
Ugh.
But you
gonna
know
catch
what though?
Lee
I'm
when
not
he
mad at
fall.
Chloe anymore. I actually like Chloe now. Chloe's
Mm.
relationship with Nicole and how she can keep it real with Nicole and just be a girl. Literally just talking about Kristen
Girl,
with your best friend. I
that was
have
sad to see those two hoes sitting up there actually discussing
Kristen.
what to do about their love life. And I'm like, really? Both of y'all in bad situations, and y'all actually have the audacity to try to give each other advice. That was fun to me.
It
That
Well,
was
was.
funny.
out of the two of them, unfortunately, out of the two of them, Chloe's actually doing better better than Nicole is right now
At this
because
point,
Wow.
Chloe may be doing a little bit better than Nicole.
just because as far as she's concerned, she's accepted things as they are, and she's falling back on the man who say he want her. So she figured, whatever. If you can't be with the one you love the one you with. Whatever.
I was
Exactly.
sitting there myself thinking the best way to get over somebody is to get under a new somebody. So she doing
Exactly.
it. She ain't in nobody's face. She ain't hassling Kristen. Unless Kristen come up on her first or they meet in the town square or some shit. But she's staying in her lane for the most part. She ain't really behind Brady sobbing and crying. She got out of the system and she just like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let me just go and be over here with Stefan. He seemed to be into me, and the boy wanted to take me to Miami. Who the fuck says no to a free trip to Miami? I was like, can I go too?
But Stefan
Exactly.
really wanted to go to that wedding. He really
Yes,
wanted to
he
go.
did. He
Yeah.
really did, and she really didn't. And 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 Gabby ass was funny. Like, I need this RSVP like now, like right now. Like I'm like
She
Gabby,
just she just is like the sharp stick that Wendy was talking about.
very
She
much
is
so.
going to rib them every time she sees them. So next time it's going to be, oh, Gabby, we're going to Miami. And it is going to be a whole big thing. It's going to be a whole big thing when they tell her that they going to Miami for New Year's Eve and will not be attending the wedding after all. That conversation is going to be a shit show.
Exactly. Something is going to happen that's going to change that plan because, yes, Stefan can say he wants to go see the train wreck as much as he wants, but that's not the real reason he wants to go. And
So I
even if he
wonder if
can't admit
Wendy
it.
and Johnny are going to have anything to do with getting these people to stay. Because Wendy, let me tell you
I,
that Wendy and Johnny are reluctantly holding the secret to protect their loved ones. But even
yes.
EJ looked like he felt guilty today about
He
keeping
sh-
Gabby out of Stefan's life.
He should have because Stefan's, he's trying to be an actual supportive brother to him. And even though in EJ, and there was clarification from EJ and also from one of our viewers, Shonda, on Twitter, that EJ's just benefiting from the situation. He's not the one who plotted to take
Right.
Gabby out of Stefan's memories, but he saw the benefit of it and he used it to his benefit.
Right.
So Lee and Kristen may have been the ones who, masterminded the whole thing, but EJ knows the truth, gave tacit approval after the fact, and benefited from it. And
Correct.
the thing that's going to be really complicated is this. Jinwin and Johnny, and because this is the thing, Jinwin and Johnny don't hate their families. They love their families. Johnny was pissed at EJ, but he still loves his dad. Jinwin was pissed with her brother, but she still loves him. So the idea of hurting them in the pursuit of the truth is not easy because if anything has become very clear, we know about the Damaras, but we don't know, a lot about the inner workings of the Shins. But apparently, being in these two families means your family has kind of a morally gray center, and that is a balancing act when you're a member of a family that operates like that, where loyalty is supposed to be to each other before everything else, rather than to the law or some principle of what's supposed to be right or wrong. You're supposed to look out for each other first and foremostly. And for people raised in a family that operates like that, they have been put in a position where they do not want to hurt their father or their brother. But they also are going, as time passes, they're going to be more and more guilty when they are around Stefan and Gabby
That's
because they
right.
will constantly be around both of those people.
And Wendy already made the comment that don't you see how it hurts Gabby when she feels like Stefan hates her.
Mm-hmm.
So she's trying to make him see that regardless of the reason why you're doing this, you are
Mm-hmm.
causing her pain every day. Don't you realize that it hurts her to know that Stefan hates her?
Right. And Lee's like, well, no, she's over him and she loves me and I love her and that's all that matters. But that's not all that matters.
But Lee
And
still
as
has a good point,
Denial.
though. But
mhm,
Lee has a good point, though. I mean, and it was brought up today on Day's Twitter. Um, Stefan has been mean to Gabby from the beginning. I mean, I'm a Stabby fan. When
mhm.
I first started watching Days, it was like the first ship I was intensely in, and they wasn't even a ship then. This is when Stefan had Gabby ass tied to a fucking chair in her house, and she spit in his face, and I
Oh,
said
when
that
Tyler
shit was
Christopher was
hot.
still when Tyler
Yes,
Christopher was still Stefan.
yeah, that shit was hot. That whole scene was hot. I was like, wait a minute, those two aren't enemies. They need to be together. So, but my point is that from Lee's perspective, Stefan and Gabby's relationship isn't what everybody is saying it is. And
Hmm.
from his perspective, I can see what he's saying because I agree with it. Yes, they are in love with each other and they madly love each other, but they have hurt each other and one another more than anybody else probably has to them. This is true facts. They went after each other. So I could see why Lee would say, well, yeah, I see. Yeah, I know it might hurt her for now, but in the long run, it's for the best because I worship the ground she walks on. I'll drink her bathwater. I'll make sure she's happy. Where this other guy that she loves has been careless with her heart. So I'm over here. I'm over here in the corner with Lee.
I
Me
mean,
and
yeah,
Lee.
Lee has his justification for why he did it. On Johnny's side, it's even more complicated because yes, EJ pegged it exactly right. He wasn't looking into this out of some great need to represent truth, justice, in the American way. He was doing it for vengeance. But now, vengeance for Ava Vitale, yeah, it's not a thing. It's
Right.
totally not a thing.
After
Ava killed your grandmother. So
after grandma gone. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
yeah, so I can totally, especially because now Johnny has to second guess himself and wonder if his situation with Ava had anything to do with how things worked out for his grandmother. He has that doubt. And even though EJ cleared him of that and told him, no, none of this wasn't your fault, deep down inside, Johnny's going to wonder. He is
he's
going,
always going to have that guilt.
yeah, he's always going to
like
have that
survivor's
wonder.
remorse. Right. You think you second
Exactly.
guess everything you did leading up to it, and what could you have done different? So that's normal.
Right. And so the idea of popping EJ with where the consequences for popping him aren't just, Stefan being pissed at him and not talking to him anymore. Something like, sending your dad to jail. That ain't no joke. Sending your dad to jail over your uncle's love life with his ex-wife. Weigh it out. The weight on that is not going to be easy, but it's also not going to be clear cut, true justice in the American way. Truth is truth.
As Wendy and Johnny become closer, because it's written all over the walls, Wendy and Johnny are going to get closer. I hope anyway. I got my fingers crossed. As they begin to get closer and have developed strong feelings for one another, the more they fall in love with each other, the more the guilt of them keeping Gabby and Stefan apart is going to tear them up. All this stuff is coming to a head at the wedding, but I think it's going to be a race to guess who's going to expose the truth first. This is what I think is leading up to New Year's Eve. Who's going to be the one to spill the beans and stop the wedding?
Exactly. And the thing is, it might not necessarily be Johnny or Jinwin, because the thing is, you're right.
It could be EJ.
EJ started getting that look on his face today,
right?
Where he is starting to feel badly about his part in this.
Yeah,
because EJ had known, EJ and Stefan didn't even know each other until now. They just meeting since
pretty
Stefan
much, yeah,
came back alive. They didn't cross paths before when it was Tyler Christopher. So now he's actually having a relationship with this person. It wasn't Stefan is back from the dead, let's get these shares. Now he actually knows and has a brotherly relationship with Stefan. He came down. Stefan was down in the living room. Stefan acted like a brother and had his support. So it's different then. Now your mom's gone. Now you feel like you want to be closest to your family, and you holding him back from the woman that he loves. And you can see Gabby still loving this man. This is why everybody should be feeling guilty, because Gabby is making it crystal clear she's marrying Lee, but she loves Stefan. And the fact that he can't see her, she's not right with it. That's why she's acting a fool every time she in public and she sees him. And even Lee sees it. Lee knows it. Even when he pointed it out. I agree. I have to say, I'm so impressed and pleased that we can discuss these characters in this scenario with this much detail for this soap opera.
Exactly. And so that's the thing. The question is of who it's not just somebody's gonna crack, it's a matter of who's going to crack first, because there are at least 3 eggs in the fire. We know it won't be Kristen. She's got her own problems. She's not gonna crack. I don't have any faith in Lee cracking, because he has faith that what he's doing is the right move. Now, Jinwin, Johnny, and EJ, they're unknowns, because a month is a long time, because that's how long we got to before this wedding actually takes place.
Right.
And a lot can happen in a month, especially in Salem.
Right. You got it.
I cannot wait. So are we ready to move on to the main dish
Erica?
of dates? Yes, Eric Cole and Jada.
And Jada.
Listen, I'm so caught up I can't even speak. Y'all, the way I scrumped to it when that woman said, "Ain't no baby."
Mm.
There's no more baby, Eric. I screamed, honey. I'm so ready. Y'all, I'm ready. Okay, we ready. I'm ready. Okay.
It was just, I was like, now of course when she said that as the tag yesterday, we all had our, because for right now, because just like everybody else, I have theories. Until I'm more certain, I'm going to refer to Jada's abortion as her apparent abortion, because a couple of things were really, really clear, because there were so many interesting conversations today. Not a single one of them was boring. Jada
Right.
and Eric were great. Nicole and Brady, because their conversation was great. And honestly, a whole lot of drama could have been saved if Brady had got to that girl 2 days earlier, but whatever. And one thing that I really appreciated was Jada's perspective. Everybody, Eric, Jada, and Nicole, you understand the perspective all three of them are coming from when it comes down to this baby issue. And Jada's, I understand very clearly what her perspective is. And her perspective is that this was not a plan. But from what I'm seeing, I don't know if I want to be caught up in this bullshit drama for the next 18 plus years of my life.
Um, Jada was crystal clear in her perspective today.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it felt sincere and legitimate. So when I say that, I mean, to me it didn't sound like she was trying to gaslight him. It didn't sound like she was trying to throw anybody under the bus, because I would have went at Nicole a lot. I would have literally tore into Nicole with him, but she didn't. She better than me. But
no.
um yeah, I got clear, concise from her that yes, initially she felt like, okay, it's something that she could do, but she heard all the negative side. She heard it, she received it, and we're not throwing Nicole under the bus. All Nicole did was say some honest things. She said truths to
Mm-hmm.
Jada. We all know that the reason was self-serving, which makes it foul. But
Mm-hmm.
but she gave Jada a little peek into the life of a single mom, and add to it that Eric is never going to love you because I'm always going to be here. So Jada felt like at that moment, you know what? Yesterday I wasn't planning on all this. I feel like tomorrow when I wake up, I want it to be like the day before yesterday.
Right.
And that's just point blank in the period. So I feel like her perspective was clear.
Yes. The other part of that is that I felt that she saw was that she was also getting a real good look at what co-parenting with Eric and Nicole would look like. Because let's not play no games here. Nobody wants their child to have a wicked stepmother. And the way Nicole spoke with her, it was really, really obvious that, this baby was a complication that she had
Yep.
not counted on. None of them did.
Yep.
And Jada had to be real with herself, not just about what she wanted or what was best for her, but also be honest about what this co parenting situation was really going to look like in actuality. Because, yes,
Well,
we
I
all,
mean, we did talk about how Nicole literally came off of that conversation sounding like she wasn't a happy parent her damn self
yeah,
for her own child.
the way she was talking about Holly, I was like, girl, what?
And I thought that
That,
Holly's supposed to be her miracle baby or something. She literally
So,
made
so
her.
Nicole was complete trash for doing that. She overstepped her boundary. Now, but I will say this: I don't believe that for one bit Jada got that abortion. I think on Friday's episode when it went off with her crying about to tell Rafe that she changed her mind, I think something happened off screen. We may see it in the next couple of months where they just agree to lie just to
Mhm.
save face and say she got that abortion. She's going to move in with Rafe. Rafe is going to help out and take care of her, which was my theory from the beginning. She will wind up pregnant. But she would have been pregnant all along, but they're going to say it's Rafe's
Race
baby.
baby.
So
But
Rafe can
Nicole
be the
gonna
one
figure it
to
out.
take care of the I don't think Jada would do something like this. It's just so much out of her character. I feel like she's lying. She's holding back
That
about
and
something.
that's why I said her apparent abortion. Because the
Yeah.
thing is, here's the thing: when they showed Jada at the end of today's show, you could
Mm-hmm.
tell that she is struggling with something. So
Right.
she made some sort of decision that is going to be hard for her to deal with going forward. Now, was
Right.
that decision a decision to terminate the pregnancy? Possibly, but it also could have been a decision
To
to make
pretend
the decision to X Eric and his whole situation out of the equation of her having this child
out of her life, period.
out of her life. Period.
Jada said today, when she pulled her hand back from Eric, that she releases him from all responsibility. That now that's her nice way of saying that she don't ever want to see him again, and she can't promise that she'll be nice next time. Jada
Oh, I
has
was here for it
decided that what she does not want is Eric and Nicole
in her
as a
life.
permanent part of her life forever. That is what she
Exactly.
Because she
decided.
saw it was going to be toxic. I did see.
Correct.
I think she's finally realizing that those two are toxic.
Toxic.
To
Right.
Yeah,
when
they
She
have
you know
don't want
with
to
issues.
the
have nothing to do with either one of them. This is
right.
not no game to hold on to Eric. She don't want to have anything to do with Eric, his brand, or his hope.
And
I
she
did
know
talk
if she holds and if she holds on to, if she keeps this baby, that's gonna mean Eric and Nicole both gonna be in her life. And the thing is, it would be fine if she had no feelings for Eric. It would be okay if she just wanted to do a shared custody and move on with her life. But Jada has fallen in love with Eric, and she knows even if her and Eric might even have a possibility or an inkling of a relationship, she's seeing right now that Nicole is always going to be in Eric's life, and she is not going to be the one to deal with that. And I applaud her for that. But on the other hand, even though I like Eric and Nicole, I can sit up here and say, Nicole was trash for what she did. She had no business
Facts.
interjecting herself. There was none of her business. And I know a lot of Eric and Nicole fans don't think like I do, but I want this baby for Eric because I feel like, he's a legacy character. He's been here for so long. Why doesn't he have a child? If
Mhm.
they're not gonna have Eric, if they're not gonna have someone have a baby for him and Nicole, because Nicole can't have any more children, give that man a child.
But Nicole
And
ought not have no more kids. The way she talked about the way she talked about motherhood. There's no way between here and hell that I would support Nicole having another baby under any circumstances. I wouldn't care if they was Eric kids or not. I won't support it. Not the way she talked about motherhood. So
and
she don't
the
need no more kids.
and the other thing is that Jada got aside from the fact that she sees clearly that the connection that's between Nicole and Eric is what it is, and it's not going anywhere. She had to give real thought to the idea, especially if it turns out that she actually is still pregnant and she just decided to X Eric out of the situation altogether. She, based on the way that Nicole was running her damn mouth when she shouldn't have been, I would have had to ask myself, do I want my child going spending half its time in a household where it's going to be resented by its stepmother? Because
Right.
that's the way Nicole was coming at this situation. She
Correct.
was she wasn't, and the thing is, when Brady talked to Nicole today, he told her exactly how it is. You, Eric, and Holly should be going to Jada and talking to her about how y'all are gonna make this work and how
Right.
y'all are gonna be a family with
Yep.
this child.
Right.
Because children come before emotional bullshit. Okay?
Especially now, and come on, this woman knows that Eric wants a damn child. So for
That's what
somebody to
kind
have
of
to
makes
even
it
tell her
terrible.
that that's what she should have been doing at her age, what
Her
she had
big
to
old
go through to have
age.
a child herself, she had to go through hell just to have her own child. And if she would literally try and convince this woman to end this pregnancy, this healthy pregnancy that was unintended, but is a damn blessing. Eric is a priest. My God. He's a priest.
Well, he used to be a priest.
Well,
A lackluster ass one, but that's another story.
yeah, he done took
I mean,
he
but you
took
see, that's why I ship this ship because it's so vulgar and outrageous. Because you a priest, but you married a hoe. I mean, come on, y'all. We know what
Somebody, I'm
it
gonna tell.
is.
Look, I
We
swear
know
for
what
Lord,
it
I
is. I mean,
I
this
swear
is
you,
the
Ken
only two
Corday.
on daytime TV that does that
No,
and can get away with it. Daisy's the
it's
only one
because
that can ship that like that.
I'm telling you, Sanchez. I'm telling you. One weekend years ago, Ken Corday saw a goddamn rerun of the Thornbirds and got inspired. That's what happened.
Because it ain't the first time he had a priest and a hoe on this show. John,
What?
John was a priest.
What was? Oh yeah, John was the
John was
priest
a
too.
priest. He
That's
had
right.
around with Marlena and Kristen.
That's right. That's right. I forget about John. That's
Father
right.
John, Father John.
That's right.
Sure
Yeah,
did.
only days can do it. Y'all, only days can do it. So,
Like,
right,
and
because
you
I'm
know,
looking
so
forward
Eric
to it.
better climb off of his high horse because you know,
This is
child,
this is
please.
good soap because the thing about it is that there is no other one for Eric and for Nicole.
No, it isn't. There really
Nicole
isn't.
has her little Brady backup that we all know is fun and games for when they, for when they real loves is acting up. In EJ and Nicole, and so yeah, we know this, but this is good angst in my opinion for Eric and Nicole because it's
It
adult
really
It
angst
is.
for
is.
as
It
old
is.
as they are and as long as they've been in the game. These two should be the couple that's handling an abortion with an outside woman. I mean, this is true to their goddamn age, for one, and true to the lifestyle. So I'm here for it. I mean, this is the preacher and the prostitute, and they done been through every damn thing. I'm here for this. I think this is good
Not
news
to
for this couple.
It is because here's the thing: Nicole is going to get a chance if my radar is right. She's going
Let's
to get a chance
oh,
to redeem herself.
so we're going to go into conjecture now. I love conjecture.
Yes, because here's the thing: there when I was before I watched, but I know you guys watch way earlier than I do. And I was seeing what was being said between Jada and Eric. I came up with three potential theories of what was really going on with Jada. The first and most obvious one is that she did exactly as she said. She checked the situation, she checked the tape, it didn't work, so she chose to get a termination. That's the simplest one. The not so simplest one, and the third one that was the furthest from what I was guessing, was her making the decision that she was going to have this baby, but that Eric Brady was not going to be a part of the equation, period. And that she will come up with a way to basically explain away any potential paternity issues involving Eric. Because the thing is, Nicole said it today. She was fully on the thread of being concerned about Jada using this child to, draw Eric closer to her because having a baby is important and Eric wants to be a good father. But that's not Jada's game. That is not her score. She basically told Eric, and I watched it like three times because I found it so fascinating. She
Yep.
basically told Eric in the politest way possible, I don't want to see you anymore for any reason because all of our business is concluded.
Correct. That's
We
exactly what she said. That's
we
exactly what the hell she said.
right.
And she
She
said, in a
basically
matter of fact,
Mhm.
if I do see you again and you act like we got business, it's gonna
I'm
turn
gonna cut
ugly.
the fuck out.
Yeah.
right. She more or less was telling him, if you see me coming down the street, cross and go the other way because we ain't got nothing to say.
Period.
And so her plan isn't to lure
Lure
Eric
Eric
back
in.
to her
Nope.
to with a baby as the glue to hold them together, like say Sammy and Austin from years ago or something like that.
And Kristen
No,
and Brady right now.
yeah, her plan is to go a completely different angle and leave Nicole and Eric to their own devices and completely out of her, out of her way.
She want to let Nicole and Eric Cole. She want
Right.
them to Eric Cole, and she want to be over there.
Now, see, and here is the thing. Nicole is about to get read the riot act by Eric, and rightfully so,
I can't
because
wait till tomorrow.
it is. Tomorrow is going to be delicious, because here is the thing. Jada ain't nobody to Nicole, okay? They're not friends. They don't know each other like that. She didn't owe her, the decency to stay out of her business. They are two strangers who are connected by the fact that they both have feelings or are in love with Eric Brady, and that's that. And one of them happened to be pregnant and the other one did. Where what Nicole did is wrong, is more of a wrong to Eric as a man who she loves than it is to Jada as somebody who she owes nothing to.
Well, right, because one
she
could argue that all she did with Jada was tell her the truth in a way that was authentic, which was nasty.
Mhm.
So one would say that she all she did was tell the truth, and I'm one to say it. Continue.
Right. And so, but the thing is, and Jada pulled no punches. She didn't throw Nicole under the bus when she talked to Eric, but she
Correct.
did tell him, yeah, she came and talked to me. She was at the pub.
Questions.
She did know that we had decided to keep the baby, and she came to see me later. So he understands fully that, one, Nicole wasn't making no mention that she talked to Jada, period, to him on purpose. And two, that she had done this before he spoke with her to let her know, all of this is going to work out. You and me are still the plan. We're still the plan. I'm just going to be co-parenting and having a baby with Jada. Nothing has changed. So where the issue is going to be is that Eric is going to, rightfully so, feel completely and utterly betrayed, because Nicole was putting this great love that they had over what she knew was something that Eric desperately has wanted all his life, a child of his own. And he felt that him not having that child, that baby would interfere in their great love story. So in the long run, it would have been better for the child not to be born. That is a stab in the back and the damn front.
And she told Chloe, she said those words to Chloe. She said those words to Chloe, that it would be better if there was no baby.
And you know what, y'all? I had flashbacks to a certain LA-based soap opera doing all of this, because I was like, I remember that time that girl that I really liked got pregnant with that baby, and then that little yellow-haired girl told the boy that the girl that I liked had lost a baby, and so wasn't nothing standing in their way keeping them to keep them apart now. And I was like, that show looks like that little yellow-haired girl came over there.
It's toxic, just like that, Bubbles. That's why I say I'll tell anybody who they put with Nicole, anybody who they put with Eric, it's gonna end badly, and it's not gonna last because it's toxic, just like that little LA story you're talking about.
Yeah,
because they always gonna tear whatever they got going on the side, tear them down to put those two back together. It's always, for the last 20 some odd years, I've been watching those two. That's what those two do. That's what they do.
I really, for a minute, felt like I was in on the
in
West
LA
Coast instead of in the Midwest. I had to look around for a minute, like, okay, well,
that's what they do. Jada is not going to have a chance. She is not going to survive that.
Well, you know what, though? This is the thing, though. I'm not agreeing with the narrative that Jada is going to be chewed up and spit out by Eric Cole, because from my perspective, Jada has already exited herself from Eric Cole. They're not going to grind her up and chew her up. She kicked his ass to the curb.
When the truth comes out, let me tell you what. I want her to have had an abortion, but for different reasons. But if she didn't,
I don't.
When the truth comes out, they both gonna drag Jada. Nicole is gonna be self-righteous because you let him believe that you had an abortion because of something I said and made it all my fault, and I lost him. And then we have to hear her being self-righteous, and then we have to hear him being self-righteous about how could you let me think that you
killed my baby. Exactly.
But you know what,
you gonna have the same speech with her that man had with that other yellow-haired girl over there in Los Angeles when he found
Same
out that
thing.
girl that was having his baby lied and said it was his brother baby, but it was his baby.
Yep.
But the yellow-haired girl, they had a miscarriage, and he told
Yep.
her, "You so worried about giving me a baby, you could have gave me a baby. This my son right here, but you sitting here. We ain't talking about what this girl over here did with my damn brother. I'm talking about what you did because we married." That's how I felt.
And that and
Be done better, but
that and I'll raise you one better. I'll raise you exactly one better on that, Bubbles. That is how Nicole will be able to redeem herself with Eric.
yep.
If it
Totally.
turns out that Jada's apparent abortion was just apparent and she really is pregnant still, whatever cover story she comes up to cover the paternity of that baby, I will bet you dollars to donuts Nicole Walker is the one who finds out the truth.
She
And
is indeed
she will
going
have the
to be the one
chance.
that finds out
Mhm.
that Jada did not have an abortion, in that, or she, because it's simple. To turn right back up pregnant again randomly from Rafe right after having an unexpected pregnancy from Brady is going to be suspicious as hell, and Nicole don't know what time it is immediately, and she is going to keep it to herself like she did with Sarah.
Because here's the thing, I don't know precisely what we have coming, but I saw a spoiler that I did not understand. And perhaps because the thing is, in my head, I'm thinking that if Jada did not really have a termination, I'm like, how does she expect to get away with this? And then I remember the spoiler I heard that Paulina goes to jail, and so does Eric. Paulina going to jail, I understand, in light of this whole mess with Sloane's mother and the cover up and all that. I get why charges would be pending and she could somehow land in jail. But what the hell is Eric Brady going to do between now and the end of next week to get himself in lockup? That's what I don't understand. Because I'm trying to figure out that.
Punch Rafe?
He could, but he really doesn't have a reason to be pissed at Rafe right now.
Right, because it's going to be a while before he finds out that if Jada is still pregnant, that she's still pregnant. So that's a good question. What is he going to end up in jail?
Right. And so, because that's the thing, I was trying to figure out how, if Jada is still pregnant, Eric wouldn't be on the radar for that, even if she did tell him cross the street if you see me. And I started thinking maybe it's a case where he won't actually be in a position to be paying attention to shit that Jada's doing because he's going to have his own problems. So Nicole will very well be given a chance to fully redeem herself, because the way that Eric is about to talk to her tomorrow is going to be in the tone of, you basically went out of your way to make sure I didn't have a child of my own. How could you? And the rejoinder to that, however long it takes them to play out this story where if Jada is not being honest about having a termination and she really is still pregnant with Eric's baby, Nicole can crack that case and basically give back what she quote unquote helped steal, his child, by telling him the truth about that baby being his. So that is going to be very interesting, because that, to me, they're about to make a big mess with Nicole and Eric that's not going to be easily fixed, but that would be the thing that could fix that problem.
Well, I don't know if I like that at all.
I don't know if I like it either, but they never break Eric and Nicole up permanently.
No, they just like the people down there on the beach.
Yeah,
exactly. And
they never do. They never do.
And that's the only way I can
like I said, it's
together. Ultimately, that's my goal too. I like Eric Cole together. They messy, just like Lady Sanchez. I want them together, but I don't want them to be looking nose down at Jada, because she wants to have her baby, but don't want to be fucked up with them.
Oh no, Nicole's the last person to look down on anybody, considering all the shenanigans she done got up into when it involved children. Honestly, let's be real. Salem should be a judgment-free zone. Nobody don't need to be judging nobody in that damn town.
Right?
I mean, really, there's no room for it. There's literally almost no room for anybody to. The only person I could say that I would not judge would probably be Susan. And even she locked Marlena and Kristen ass up so she could marry John once upon a time.
She
So
Mhm.
everybody got a little
That's
dirt on
right.
them.
She said, John Black, shit, this about the best I'm gonna get in my whole ever life. Y'all got to stay
That
quiet, ladies. I'm sorry. I'll go.
oh, that was Sam. That was part of the most beautiful part of of Days history back then, when Susan turned the tables on Kristen because she was supposed to be doubling for her because they're identical. And instead of it just being Marlena under lock and key because she knew Kristen was faking her pregnancy, she shoved Kristen in the same room with Marlena that had CCTV so you could see everything that was going on throughout the house. And she decided that she was going to marry John Black and that both of them could stay in that damn room forever.
Not Mr. John Black.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes. Dressed as Elvis, baby.
and
Dressed up like Elvis.
Flower Boy. Brady was the flower was the what the little boy is it? Ring bearer. Brady was the little ring bearer.
So everybody, even Susan, has a slightly checkered past of doing crazy things in Salem. No one is completely clean in Salem, except maybe Alice Horton, I think, before she died. Everybody else,
Alice Brady.
The dig deep enough, and you will find somebody. Everybody got some kind of
You're
checkered
gonna
past.
find a bone.
That's why I want us to. That's why I said Ron should give us a special event show where we get a background on how Tom and Alice met, because I refuse to believe that woman is the saint that she has always been. Like, I feel like maybe she either had to fight thoughts or she was a thought that evolved after she got her man. But I want to know that backstory. You know, was Tom fighting off other men for Alice? Like, I need to know how all that got together, because all them other women that came up after her was a whole gaggle of self-righteous, sanctimonious shrews. I love them all, but good Lord, can y'all bring it down a little bit?
It's in the blood. It's in the blood.
Like, but what's
Can't help it.
come from? Like, is it truly from the Horton line, and that's some shit that Tom brought with him? Or did Alice really bake all of that in her stove and it came from her mama's skillet? Like, where did all that come from? Because them people was something else, honey. Even when Julie got caught shoplifting, they were fucking sanctimonious with that. Well, you know how these girls can be.
Personally, I think it was Alice's donuts. Something was in those donuts that did that to these people.
Yeah, they had put pot in them one time, didn't I? I heard they had made some pop brownies on Days.
And her direct.
Somebody made pop brownies.
Somebody made pop. I must have missed that. Wow.
I must have missed that, but I remember when Marlena choked Alice to death with that donut.
Why would Marlena do that?
She wasn't in her right mind.
That was back when she was partially the devil, but they were sending people to Mela Swan. So it was Stefano. That's why everything was Stefano. Anytime something happened, why did this Stefano? That's always the answer.
Yeah, that's literally the answer to everything. You dig deep enough and you will find out that something is Stefano DiMera's fault. It may have been 20 years ago, but yeah, you will find out that somehow, some way, it is his fault. But so how this story is going to play out is going to be really, really interesting long term. Just because Jada feels like she done carved herself her get out of jail free card about it, and now Eric and Nicole, because Eric and Nicole are about to be a whole mess. And I was cracking up when Brady said, "Nicole, don't screw this up." I said, "Bruh, you a day late, you $1 short. You don't know how late you are on that one. That genie is out of the bottle, sir."
Indeed.
And I don't know if it's possible to put that back in, because it sounds like on paper it's irrevocable. And that's the part that I'm really, really curious about, because one, my hats off to Days for going ahead and even addressing this subject in current daytime, because soaps run away from the word abortion. They do. They run away from it screaming in the night. Or if a woman has an abortion, she has to pay for it. Case in point, Ashley had one and she lost her damn mind on Young and the Restless.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's what I was saying. It needs to be realistic, and that's why I hope she has it and doesn't lose her mind, because it's not something that immediately makes women weak or something like that. Like, be realistic about it. There are people who have those for various reasons. One of them, a valid reason, is so that you're not stuck and tied for the rest of your life to some fuck boy who's just bouncing around all these different women. You don't want that for yourself or your kid, and you don't want to be tied to a fuck boy who's tied to a hoe. You got to
Mhm.
fight the two of them all this time. So now, if it does turn out that she faking this abortion, but you know what's gonna happen by that time? Eric and Nicole gonna be them reconcile, or that'll be what reconciles them. They'll get married, and then they're gonna want to fight Jada for custody of her baby. Well,
Which is very possible.
You're a single mother. Brady and I are married. And the baby already has a built-in sibling with Holly. And look, the baby's grandmama's gonna be fucking Dr. Marlena Evans Black. You don't get no better than that, shoot.
See,
At the Salem
but
Arms? How you gonna let
see, but that's why I strongly agree with Sanchez's idea that Rafe ends up the bookend. Because of the men in Salem who've gotten the short stick on children, it's Eric and Rafe, both of them.
But still, it's the truth is still gonna come out. Even if Rafe decides he's gonna play daddy, that fucking baby gonna get sick of some shit and gonna need something from somebody.
Oh yeah,
gonna be able to come from Hernandez. So now we right back to Eric and Nicole being a united front against Jada, and now Rafe, because he's in on
That's
it,
right.
and they gonna want to take
Something's gonna happen. And something's gonna happen, because I think that conversation I had on Twitter with you guys about it, somebody went and saw the article. Because I know the actor said before he ships Eric Cole. He likes to ship the actor that plays Eric. And when he left the show this last time, that was on one of the conditions he came back was that they give him Eric Cole, And one of the girls that was in that thread with us said she went and she read an article saying that the actor that plays Eric was, he was shipping the ship hard, and he said in his interview that he wants Eric Cole. So but Days, what I do give Days props for is they never really drag anybody or do anybody so badly till that other show We Shall Not Name does. They don't do anybody that badly, so I do feel like they probably gonna end up getting Eric back with Nicole. But I do feel like Jada is a strong enough character. I feel like the girl got game. I like her, and I want her to have this baby. But I do feel like at the end of the day, whatever it's going to be, Eric and Nicole might benefit from it instead of Jada.
I don't think I do not think this story ends in Jada and Eric as a couple. No, I don't see that. Baby or no baby. No, that's not how this plays out. I think they end up doing what they originally were going to do before Nicole, decided to get herself involved in a way she shouldn't have. They're going to end up being co-parents, potentially slightly hostile co-parents. Think Sammy and EJ when they weren't together and Sydney was a baby and they were both married to other people. So yeah, if she ends up actually giving birth to this child, which I really do hope she does, because one, I do want Eric to have a child.
Yeah.
And I like Jada. I like her whole character. So I would like to see her rooted deeper to the canvas, because apparently her dad was, great friends with Steve Johnson back in the 80s. So she's got some history under her belt as a hunter already. So it would be great for her to have a child with Eric Brady. He finally gets the kid that he wants. They have a reason to keep her on canvas and fully, integrate her and give her more stories. So it's a win-win as far as I'm concerned.
I agree. I don't see anything wrong with what's happening on screen right now. I love it.
It's
like
got
I said,
potential.
Jada has already emerged to me is the non-victim in this story. She's taking control of her life for her. She's giving zero fucks about the man. Zero. She making all these moves because it's what she wants for herself in her life. Now, whether that be not having a baby at all, or having the baby and just making sure that Eric and Nicole is not a part of her life. She already the victor to me. So I don't think she's being run over. She's gonna find a soft place to land because everybody does in Salem.
Yeah, she gonna land right there with Rafe where she
That's
at now.
That's
Mm-hmm.
right. And I love it. Rafe is a family man.
I mean,
Rafe is an absolute-
He's raised half the kids in Salem. He's like the man.
I feel like from the beginning, her and Rafe had more chemistry with her and Eric. I know people are automatically shipping it because they're a mixed couple, and you know, I love my mixed couples. I mean, I'm about that. I mean, so I don't nobody get it twisted. That's my deal. But I felt like her and Rafe had the chemistry from the beginning. I mean, they make a good team as cops. And every time it was an issue with Eric, she ran to Rafe, and Rafe was there, open. I mean, just arms and ears open, waiting for Jada to give her some advice. And I was like, well, why those two not together?
Well, I don't think they're gonna get romantic. I think Rafe
But
and
they
Jada
were,
are gonna
but
end
they,
up
but
being
they
great
work pretty
friends.
good though. They should have those, Sam. Is what I'm saying. They should have because the chemistry is there.
Well, they're gonna
The
be pretending.
chemistry is there.
They're gonna be pretending. So you will be seeing nice wholesome scenes with Jada and Rafe while she's pregnant. I'm sure because they're gonna be pretending like they're a couple having a baby.
Uh-huh.
So
right, and she needed daddy and she needed daddy for the smoke screen, and
Yeah.
I can't think of any other man on the canvas who
But
would be
Rafe,
game for that game. So I am
Yeah,
fully looking
because
forward
he
to
done
where
did it
this story.
before.
me
That's
too.
his skilo. That's what he do.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
exactly what he did.
yeah. So but the shocker today was that Wendy and Johnny definitely aren't going to rat out their people.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, getting down to the motivations of all these characters. I mean, it was all mastermind by Lee. Kristen
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
found out and she wanted in on it. Yeah, you know, you got to take out those Stephen memories. Go ahead and insert Chloe. That do me a solid. EJ finds out and he's like, oh, okay. It's already in motion. All right, I won't say anything. I reap the benefits though.
That's okay. When that wedding gonna be here in a couple of weeks,
New
child,
Year's
New
Steph and
Year's
Stabby
Eve.
gonna be hell on wheels. That's all I got to say. We getting Stabby. I mean, it's
Oh
okay. I
yes.
love the drama. I love that they're, letting it ride a little bit longer because I know what's coming. So I'm okay with it.
Me too.
I
I'm
think
fine
our
with it because
biggest
the secret ain't gonna stay a secret. That's the thing. That's just not how this is gonna work.
Yeah, it's not gonna work out that way. Now we haven't seen Paulina and Chanel in a couple of days.
I think we might see them tomorrow because here's the thing. Today was Wednesday, right?
Yes.
So we only got Thursday and Friday, and there still is a spoiler where we are supposed to see Sloan going to see Chanel in lockup, and them and her giving her hell over it. So I'm guessing that's got to be tomorrow.
Okay, good. I was wondering what was going on with that. So yeah,
I just hope that they don't jump from Eric and Nicole and Jada them over to something new without giving this good drag tomorrow.
No, that's probably exactly what they're going to do. Now that Jada has said she's had an abortion, why wouldn't they let that sink in and let it marinate? She done went in her hotel room. She's sitting on the edge of the bed looking stressed. We need to be wondering, did she have the abortion or didn't she have the abortion? What's next? This is the perfect time to drop our ass off of Jada and Eric Cole and pick back up on another storyline.
Well, tomorrow
I disagree. I think they're gonna give it to us. I think they're gonna let Eric have it out with Nicole, which is good because Days have been speeding up the storylines. I mean, we don't have time to waste because we got a lot of stories going on.
That's true.
They've already filmed up till February, so it's not gonna drag. It's not gonna drag.
Right. So they are going to have they're gonna have that fight. That fight is happening tomorrow. They can't drop off and not leave us and leave us hanging on that one. No, we may not
Oh
see
yeah,
any more of Jada
we
tomorrow,
won't see Jada. Right.
but we will see Eric and
Eric and
Nicole.
Nicole. Yeah, we have to.
So
That was the cliffhanger. We gonna get Eric and Nicole. And now listen, I'm gonna say this before it gets too late because I know we already
mhm,
going into the second hour.
mhm.
I do not like Eric. I do like Eric and Nicole. I like Eric Cole together. I like the chemistry of the couple. But I do not like Eric, and I am not looking forward to how nasty Eric is going to talk to Nicole tomorrow. Now, does Nicole need to have a tongue lashing? Yes, but
Yes, she
I
does.
can guarantee you that Eric is going to cross the line of decency, and I'm going to be bitching on Twitter tomorrow when he
Oh
goes.
yes, he is going to be, because here's the truth about Eric and Nicole is this, is that when things are good with them, things are good with them. But when things go sour with Eric and Nicole, oh, and they fight, it gets really nasty.
Very nasty.
Really, especially on Eric's side, because the bottom
He's
line
so
is,
nasty.
yeah, it's the whole saints and sinner dynamic. And
Yes.
Nicole has
And they
always
both
been the
sinners.
sinner. Yeah, they're
They
both
both
sinners,
sinners,
but
though.
Eric don't talk like they are though. He
Yeah.
never do. He
So yeah,
I
would
we'll
mean,
be
he
but
bitching
that's
about
what's
him
so
tomorrow.
great about it, though, darling, because Eric feels he's the saint in all of this, and he's not. So I can understand. I feel Sam on that,
Well, yeah,
because Eric is trash.
because if this whole situation is his fault. Had he not cheated on his girlfriend Jada, he wouldn't be in this position. Had he not cheated on his girlfriend Jada, he would have found out probably in a couple of weeks that he was expecting a baby with his girlfriend, and shit would be different. But since he couldn't be faithful, Priest Eric
Wh-
can't be faithful. He in this position. It's his fault. It's his
And because
fault
he
that his
couldn't be
relationship with
honest
Jada
too,
fell apart.
he couldn't be honest to Jada, because he told when Nicole told him that she just went ahead with the marriage to Rafe because she was trying to get over him. He told her, "Well, I did this that day when I knocked on your door and I found out you was married. I was coming to tell you I really didn't want Jada." But he used Jada to get over
Yep,
Nicole.
and not a
So
black.
mm,
Yep.
he should have been honest with Jada. And he wouldn't have been, if he would have been honest off top, and none of it would have happened. If
Yeah, but
those two would have been
mhm.
honest to their feelings. But I knew it was gonna be some shit, and that's why I was so mad with Nicole, because she always preach about, because she's always the hoe. She's always the hoe. But when Eric came back and said, I don't have, I'm no longer a preacher, what did she say? Well, I don't want to be the hoe. I'm always the hoe. I'm gonna stay married to Eric. I'm gonna stay married to Rafe. I'm gonna marry Rafe. This is the time when she should have do what you do, Nicole. Do what you normally do, and go to the next one. But you see what she did. She did the opposite, but that's okay because we got good soul drama. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
mhm. Yes, indeed. So, so I'm fully here to see where this all takes off tomorrow. So I think, yeah,
Mhm.
we'll get Eric and Nicole definitely. We might get Jada, we might not. Because if we do get Jada, I really do hope that we get some more exposition on where we're going with her, on whether or not this was a fake out or whether or not this was the real deal, because she's struggling with something. So right now she looks like she needs somebody.
It's gonna be
Well,
Rafe
her
because
family
she's going to
coming,
be
darling.
pretending
Don't
that she's
forget,
not.
her family coming, and I think it's going to be her sister because they kind of got them looking almost alike.
What
Hmm.
So
sister?
they,
Oh, that's good.
What
so
sister you
she got
talking about?
some family. So Jada's story's not over, not for a long time.
See,
No,
that's one thing I love about this show. They ain't afraid to cast people family like a drop of a hat. You on the canvas, we gonna give you a sister and a brother. You
But wait
on
a
the
minute.
canvas, hmm?
When did this happen? When did Jada get family?
She mentioned some family.
it's in a promo. I seen it in a. We don't know who it is, but I seen it in a promo. They're gonna have a little young, light skinned girl standing up there talking with Jada. So we don't
No, Jada
know.
got a little sister.
So I'm thinking it's
Everybody
probably going
has
to be her
family.
sister. I'm thinking they're probably going to make it her sister. I seen it in the promo, but we don't know who it is yet. Who it's going to be?
Okay,
Yeah.
that was interesting.
Yeah, see, unlike other stories, like funky stories out on the
Yeah.
West Coast, you don't have to basically murder somebody to get somebody a damn relative. And that's all I'm gonna say
Did
about
you say
that.
reliquary?
No, bruh, oh, curse, spit on that. No, relatives, no
he
reliquary,
he
and no
who shall not,
relatives.
who shan't be named.
I had a twitch. I thought she said that other word. I was like, oh, we ain't doing that no more.
Wait, so have we wrapped up with days? Because I'm
Yeah.
ready to dive into YR, which is actually pretty good today.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was actually having a conversation with Outlaw Peach on Twitter, where because last night I was in my feelings. I was in my feelings because I had inadvertently saw some stuff about that fashion soap, and I felt like I needed a palate cleanser after being exposed to that. I felt dirty. Um, so I decided to go pop into my HBO Max and see what was on there. And what do you know? Waiting to Exhale was on there, and it's leaving tomorrow since tomorrow is the first, and they get rid of movies and bring new ones. So I watched me Waiting to Exhale for probably the 11,000th time. And something that came through about Waiting to Exhale was I remember when Bernadine was talking about her ratchet ass husband John, who was leaving her for the white girl,
Yeah.
and how she was talking about how when she wanted to start the catering business, he kept putting her off, saying she needed to be the background to his foreground.
Mm-hmm.
And in relation to two different stories, well, one had one more not so much about the stories, but more about comments that are being made about the story. But where that really popped into play today was with Elena and Nate's ass. Now, follow the
Mm,
bouncing ball.
mm, mm,
When
mm.
Nate left Newman Media to go work at Chancellor, he wanted Elena to come on to Chancellor too, because you know how he wrote that big ass ticket about having 50 new podcasts at the launch party, and he ain't have a damn one. Well, she agreed to leave Newman Media and do the Axe MD show over there for Chancellor Media instead, for Chancellor Winters instead. Now, he didn't really negotiate any good terms on it. He just wrote Sally a fat check to buy out her contract, which Sally gladly took and she cut Elena loose because money talking bullshit run the marathon. So she's over there at Chancellor Winters now. That's where she's going to do this podcast from. That's the deal. So now why when she get home and Nate is at home, he gonna roll up on her and tell her that she should consider leaving Chancellor Winters and coming back to Newman Media to work with him and do her podcast over there.
So you know how I feel about it. And I'm glad they did it. I'm glad they did it because this is how it all ends for Nate.
Because now
Ends.
she hasn't agreed. She has said that she will think about it. But all I was thinking was, dude, you just want some kind of trophy wife that you can move around to situate her around your career as you see fit. You didn't want her at Newman Media. You wanted her a chance to with you. Come on over here, Lena. Well, now I'm at Newman Media. I want you to come over here and be with me, etc., etc. I'm like, bruh, what
I
kind
thought
of
they broke up.
No, she decided to give that fool a second chance for God knows what reason. They are together, which is going to end in tears at this point because Elena is just too stupid to see otherwise right now. And so he pops up and says that, you know what, I'm supposed to go out to LA for some meetings. Why don't you come with me? My face laughed so hard because I'm like, oh, you're inviting Elena on this little business trip that you're supposed to be taking with Miss Victoria?
And
Oh,
you ain't
please.
told Victoria either?
I want to see him.
Permission?
Yes,
That's funny.
I want to see him tell Victoria that this little business trip out to the East Coast is not all of a sudden going to be a trip for three. Oh, please let them show us. Please. I
Okay, we're
won't
going on the Newman jet, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a
Mm-mm.
serious question.
I think
Yeah,
Victoria trying to lay Nate. I think
she
Victoria trying to
is.
get. She
That's
not gonna
exactly what's
do
going
like
on.
Armani did. Victoria's gonna seal the deal. She's not gonna be out here like Armani and have a whole 2-3 months when Amanda was gone, or not Amanda. Elena was in Hawaii and Amani couldn't seal the deal. Now Victoria is about to seal this deal, baby.
And go
Oh,
do it in front of old gal too and be like,
mm-hmm.
I have a
Victoria
question.
is Victoria will make her move when she feel her moment is right, and damn Elaine and everything else. She ain't gonna be like Amani letting opportunities pass her ass by.
Mhm.
Is Victoria lusting for Nate?
I
I
think
feel like
so.
she is.
I think
Stop
so.
it.
I think that's what it is, Sam.
she sure do be acting different when she be talking about him because Nicholas was trying to talk to her about Nate and she was
Today.
in there acting like, oh, Nicholas. Nate's very capable of doing everything I want him to do.
Oh, God. Oh. I
Really?
told
Like,
you
yeah,
Victoria's a thought pocket. She is gonna bust it wide open.
Yes, she
His ass.
is, baby.
they
Yes, she is.
her and Nick got into it today because he basically dressed Nate's ass down yesterday. Like, look,
He
I didn't know
did.
you a long time. I don't trust your rogue ass for nothing in the world.
Yeah.
I got
And
a question though, this
mhm,
series.
sure,
When Elena was cast, she was a nurse, doctor or something, right?
A nurse, yeah.
a nurse,
And
yeah,
Nate as well. Why are both Nate and Elena working in corporate and not in medicine?
because they too lazy to maintain the hospital set. If you want my honest opinion.
Okay, so
Mm,
that's
What
what it
had
is.
happened was,
mm.
what had happened was, I don't know why Elena left her job. I felt like she was a doctor too.
She
She
was.
is.
She was a
She used to
doctor.
take care of Devon's daddy, right? No, that was
Oh,
Yeah.
she's
his little sister's. Her little sister.
His little sister's dead, yeah.
Right,
So
right, right.
this is what had happened when Nate stopped being a doctor because he hurt his hand. Boo hoo.
mhm,
Um, I feel like he dragged her down with him
Yeah.
because he left his job at the hospital to go
Yeah.
start this fucking little clinic. And what did he do? Won't you leave your job too? And you can
Yeah.
do
Mhm.
this clinic with
Yeah.
me. We ain't got no money. We can change the world. And she
Yeah.
followed his ass to the clinic.
She
Then
did.
it was, oh, I'm gonna go be a big time person over here in business, and I don't know shit about business. But Ashlyn Locke wants me to be his number two, and I'm gonna jump on it. But wait, my cousins made me an offer. And so she followed him through to that because of the damn podcast that they created while they worked at the clinic that she left for him after he hurt his hands. She just being a little sheep girlfriend following him around. And that's why it gets
mhm.
so hurt when she followed him over here to Los Angeles and she woke
But
up on them fucking in the cabana on the beach.
but Bubbles, didn't she now I may be wrong, but when he was offered the position in business, he was doing the Dr. MD. Didn't she do
Yes.
that when he got off of it first, right?
Yes, how it
Didn't
worked
she?
was this. Nate the Ask MD Now
Yeah.
was a podcast that was with Chancecom.
Yes, yes.
Nate took that job after all that mess happened. But
Yeah.
then he
That
ended up
makes sense. Now that
right, but
actually
then
makes sense to me.
yes, but then he quit it and offered the position to Elena, which she took it. And then Chancecom got
That's
sold
what
to
I
Newman
thought.
Media, which is how
Yeah.
she ended up working at Newman Media to begin with.
Okay. Okay. That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Is she
Right.
still
But
doing
following
Ask
Nate
Web
though, but it
MD?
was still all like following Nate though. It was all because
Right.
So is anybody
mm-hmm.
doing Ask Web MD as a
No.
podcast?
Well, no, what happened was when Nate decided to go work at Chancellor Winters, he basically negotiated, aka threw a big fat check at Sally to buy out Elena's contract with Newman Media so that she could go do a podcast for Chancellor Winters, which is what she's in the process of setting up now. But now he's telling her he wants her to come back over to Newman Media because that's where his
Oh
ass
my
is.
God. Okay, I'm finished.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's enough right there. That
Right.
make your head.
And yes,
Mm-mm.
Elena and Amaya's right. Elena does still practice medicine. She's still a doctor. How she has time for it with all these shenanigans, I have no idea.
Mm,
So
But yeah,
mm,
I'm
she's still a
mad
mm.
now.
practicing doctor. That's
I'm just
where
mad now. I mean,
that
they got
that.
this woman that is a doctor
Mhm.
running around here fucking chasing podcasts and this is
Yeah.
stupid.
That
Charlotte that girl, not she is
and
kind of like the sheep girl. She's the sheep
She
girl
just
now.
running around. I
and
mean, they need to do
mhm.
better. They done lost
And
Amanda
thus
behind this. Literally, they have lost a great actress behind Bush. They wasted Tasha's story, um, um, Amanda's mom. They wasted the actress that played Imani. Fucking big
Mm-hmm.
time. They lost these excellent actors over some bullshit, and now they got Elena, this actress that came from General Hospital. Now she running around. She just following the man. I mean, they
Yeah.
need to do better right now.
hence my comment about this background to some stupid ass man foreground shit. I'm like, what is this? I'm like,
Mm.
y'all serious? And they serious. And Elena said she's reluctant because she kind of feels like she shouldn't, do, Divine and them like this.
Yeah,
But
she better not.
but Nate is over here spinning all of this shit about how, well, what about you being supportive of me? And I'm like, bitch, what? Boy,
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
I'm tired of
She
Nate
has
already.
followed
So
you
when is we gonna have the
everywhere.
Nate is dead party?
Yeah.
I been told y'all he like his raggedy ass daddy, and
he
y'all
is.
oh, but he's gonna be the foil to Devon. I would rather have 6 million Devons than one Nate because Nate is a snake like his daddy. At least with Devon, he gonna stab you in your back to your face.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And
He's
Mm-hmm.
gonna stab you in your back. Period. Devon at least
Mm-hmm.
coming to get you. You know he
and
because Chance knew that man was gonna
hmm
do it.
and the thing is, that's kind of what Nick told Victoria stupid today. He basically told her, Victoria got in his grill about undermining her new CEO, and he like, look, I already told you before you even hired him how I felt about this situation. He basically said, I don't trust Nate. He stabbed his own people in the back, so I don't know
Yep.
why the hell you think he gonna do no better over here. And what the hell you gonna do when he wants more power than what you currently giving him right now?
I
And so,
seen yesterday's episode too,
mhm,
darling, where Nick brought up Dark Horse
yep,
and how that happened and how that ended,
Yeah, what
yes.
because of
happened with
his
Dark
greed.
Horse?
Well,
Because
when
of
Nick
his greed.
started, yeah, when
Mm-hmm.
Nick started Dark Horse to compete with Newman
With his
Enterprises,
dad, that's right.
yeah, Nick went full like Darth Vader mode business, only
He
not as
sure
confident.
did.
He was
He
doing
sure
all
did.
kind of shit he had no business doing. And it all ended up in tears anyway, because at the end of the day, Dark Horse ended up in Adam and Phyllis's hands. And then I
Yep.
think it ended up insolvent or some shit, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm. He ended up losing it altogether, but what he was trying to tell Nate is I started it because I had this chip. I wanted to, take my daddy down. I wanted the
Yeah,
power. I felt like I had the knowledge to do it. And he
yeah,
like, Nate, I've seen this before, bro. Like I did it. I was you, a long time ago. This is not gonna end well. You get it, you get a little bit, and at the end of the day, you're gonna want more. So Nate tried to say, well, no, it's not about power to me, it's the knowledge. And Nick was like, yeah, you saying that right now, but let's see how this ends.
exactly. And so, in Victoria, being the fool that she is, she is sitting up here telling Nick about how he's he's approaching this from the wrong angle, and that you want people who are going to work for you who got this certain edge to him. See, Victoria is like a person who gets into a snake pit and wants to handle the vipers because it's cool. Wait till her ass get bit. I want her to get bit and hard, and preferably on her ass.
She will, but I think Victoria just want to get laid around,
Yes.
at this
Mhm.
time. I think, yeah, I feel like that's what's jiving her right now. That's why she trying to take Nate on this little business trip. She about to bust
Exactly.
one
I
wide
really and
open.
truly,
Nate gonna be her sex slave.
that's the
She
thing.
just don't know.
I feel that's that is what I have been feeling from the start of this mess with her talking about Nate, that she was looking for a bottom. She that's the vibe I'm getting off of Victoria.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I mean, I haven't been peeping in that much, but from what I've been seeing, darling, that's exactly what it is. That's exact because they tried to do it before with the last snake, and and I wanted it because they had super chemistry, and that Nate was super fine, and it's like,
Mhm.
what happened to him? Then they got this little hazel-eyed shorty, to play
Yeah.
Nate. But the Nate before him, he was super fast when he was teaching. That's when Victoria went through all of that with JT. And he was trying to get Victoria back on her game. He was teaching her Taibo and all of that and ginseng and whatever, she was learning with him, the karate and all of that. And those two, I just knew we were going to get us a Nate and Victoria ship, but we didn't get that. So I believe that's what they're trying to do again.
No,
I
they're
think
not
that's
gonna do
what
it. I'm gonna dash your hopes right there. They're not gonna do it.
you don't think they will.
Nope, I know they're not. They're
He
gonna
too
take it to the
dark.
dough. They're gonna tease you all the way to the dough,
So
but they're
yeah,
not gonna do it.
he too
They
dark skinned. I bet if he was Devon color, they would. And I mean, I'm just saying that's my personal opinion.
Not
But
with not with Victoria.
I
Well, no,
just not with Victoria.
well,
Yeah,
no, because they're not gonna put nobody. Well, I don't know. I
Not with
remember once
Victoria.
upon a time when, um,
mm,
Victoria was pregnant and Neil was trying to be her baby daddy, and the fans lost their damn minds and was
Yep.
like,
yeah.
Yep.
so they was like, well, I guess Victoria has to have a miscarriage because
Yep. Neil couldn't have Nikki. Neil couldn't have Ashley. Neil couldn't have none of that. I mean, literally, they wouldn't have it. They not doing the biracial with them Newmans, honey.
no.
Child.
So I don't know where this is going to go. All I know is I needed to end up in Elena getting the hell away from Nate as soon as humanly possible.
Yeah.
And I
Whatever the
don't
conclusion
understand
is,
why they didn't throw Elena back with Devon, darling.
Because
I
Abby ain't
apparently,
mean,
got nobody.
because they want to dabble with this Devon Abby apparently.
Because
I mean,
apparently Abby having a love interest is more important.
oh my gosh. Now, I hate that. I absolutely
But that's
hate
what it
that
looked
with a
like to me.
passion.
I don't even watch
It
the show.
looked like
I'm
they
only
was
watching
trying
it
to
sideways
marry.
on Twitter, and from what that's my perspective. That's where I see it. I mean, look at what we're looking at. We don't have Amanda. Amanda whole story. Amanda and her family story was completely off screen,
Yep.
and
Which is
now
why nobody
now
cared about it.
they got Nate finna put him in Victoria's orbit
Just to
while
tease us.
Elena is just what falling behind. I mean, this
So
is
she can get her
Apparently,
ridiculous.
feelings
we
hurt.
we
They're
had
gonna
all these African American characters, male and female, ranging in
yeah,
ages, and
yeah,
we don't have that couple fucking yet.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
With
don't
none of them.
understand it.
mm,
I
With
don't
none of them.
understand it.
I mean, even
Yeah.
with Nate and Elena right now, it's never been what it's supposed to be, and it ain't never gave. But right now, the tease for Victoria is probably going to be a lot better than Nate and Elena have been the whole time.
They might give us one. I
They
think
not
they
doing
might give
justice
us
over there in
something.
YNR land for me on the romantic side, period, for the African American characters at all. They just not fucking giving.
I do think though they're probably gonna throw Victoria in a bed with Nate. They might go ahead on and do it. It might not go anywhere, but it's just gonna be enough to break him and Elena up. But then it still goes back to what are they gonna do with Elena?
That's the
Because they
question.
have her
That's the
floating
question.
around following Nate. And if they putting Devon and Abby together, because it looked like they was going in for a kiss. What was
they
that on
was till
yesterday?
that damn until that damn baby
Until
cried over
Dawn
that monitor.
started.
Trust and believe. If her husband is out, if he's out, is that actor out?
Yeah,
The actor.
Chet's gone.
That's what I thought. So
He told after Victor, charged him up yesterday and he took the rap, he went to meet Abby. And well, let me back
well, I'm
up
asking, is
because
the actor gone? Is the actor gone?
Oh no, the actor's
no, no,
not
no, no,
leaving the
no, no,
show.
no, no, no,
No.
no. She's still there,
He
but
the
But I
only
didn't
Chet,
know.
one
I
he
feel
can't
like
lose chance.
This is where I'm
I
trying to
think
go.
we might be getting ready to lose Chance. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is, if the relationship between Abby and Chance is over,
It's
which
over.
everything that I've seen indicates that it is,
Mhm.
Abby has to have another love interest. That Abby and Devon is happening, and that's where it's going. They're not wasting any
What
time,
about Elena?
but
No, they not
that's
wasting
not what
any
they give a
time.
shit about. They're not wasting no time making sure that Abby has another love interest. They don't give a shit about
Mm,
Elena, just like they ain't give a shit about Imani,
it's
just like they
trash.
ain't give a shit about Amanda.
Trash. It's
Trash.
trash. It's absolute trash. I mean, it didn't make any sense. Look at how they've done this woman. I mean, come on. They took her away from Devon to throw her with Nate, just to throw her back in the bed with Devon. Now they've taken her completely away from Devon, and they've taken Amanda from Devon too. And now they got Devon sitting over there with Abby. Make it make
Mhm.
sense to me,
It
Sam.
don't
Make it
make
make
sense. It don't make
sense.
sense to me. It don't make sense. Something ain't clean in the milk.
Well, honestly, ever since they decided, look, I gave up on Devon having a functional relationship ever since they decided to have him and Abby have a child. Once they made that stupid ass decision, this foolishness that's happening
That
now
was
was
some
already
foolishness.
baked in. It was just a matter of when. I'm like, what the hell you giving this man a child with Abby of all people?
Yeah.
Freaking Abby. Ugh.
Oh.
Mm, mm,
So
mm.
y'all. I mean, this is absolute trash. And him and Elaine had something good over there. Him and
They
Elaine
do. Yeah, they do.
something
So
real
I
good. So why
don't.
did they tear that up?
Well, I think him and Elena are finally back to a place where they're friends now after everything that went down with, her and Nate, etc., etc. Now, one thing I will say, when Elena told Devon that she was getting back with Nate, Devon did what people always do. You sure you won't do that? You sure? You
Right,
really sure you won't? All right, girl,
right.
you grown, you can do what you want. But I'm just saying, if it was me, I wouldn't be doing that like that because his
She
ass
should.
can't be trusted.
She
And
shouldn't even be out here looking foolish like that. She's a doctor. She's a whole doctor. She should have her own story. What is going on
Yeah,
over
but
there?
you
Oh,
gotta believe
well,
it.
I didn't know that. Well, Amaya said Brighton and Petita broke up, so that's probably why.
Yeah,
That
Brighton
would
who broke
explain it.
up?
Brittany. So
Brittany, they
I
broke
thought
up
they'd been
in real
broke up a
life.
while ago.
yeah,
Oh, they were dating in real life? I didn't know that.
Yes, yes, they were dating in real life.
Oh.
So I guess maybe that may be
Mm.
one reason they may not be venturing into that particular water quite yet. So I guess it's just to be
Oh.
determined on what the hell they're gonna do with Elena when Nate completely betrays her again. Because let's be real, I don't know exactly what happened where they lost the thread with the whole Nate Amani thing. I guess as they started phasing Amanda out, they figured, well, Amanda's sister don't need to be here, so shit on this whole plot. Because yes, I firmly believe Amani was going to seal that deal with Nate while Elena was supposed to be off the canvas and at that Hawaii convention, and then nothing happened.
It was an absolute dud. I mean, what happened?
They
Why
just
could
don't.
that
They don't
never
have
get
the
off the
interest in
ground?
this. They don't have
That
the
would have been
interest.
so hot, y'all. Those two had so much chemistry. I mean, y'all. Ooh.
Well, now I need to see if he gonna stab her in the back with Miss Victoria Newman. Do I
He
think it's gonna go any
will.
place? No,
It may
I
not
think
go anywhere, but I think they will do something.
I think it's gonna go just far enough to ruin Elena and Nate's relationship permanently, which is
Yeah,
actually something that's needed. So
yeah.
I'm for it. Also, I don't like Victoria's uppity ass. So her being with Nate is perfect. I could fast forward them together when I don't want to listen to both of their voices. That works for me. Now on to another couple who makes me want to fast forward. Billy and Lily. Oh
Mm.
my goodness. Drusilla never should have died, y'all. She really, really never should have died because,
Mhm.
She's needed. Yeah.
yes, she's
somebody
desperately
needs to
needed.
take this child of hers.
Yeah, somebody, I don't know. If we can't get Drusilla in the flesh, I mean, damn, can we get a
Oh
Ouija
my God.
board telling her what to do with this situation she got herself in? Because let's recap.
Child.
Billy was totally out of pocket yesterday when Lily called him out on having a savior complex, where he then flipped around and told her she has the same problem. And because he doesn't need saving anymore, she's the one with the issue. And she just sitting there looking at him like, I know you're not talking this stupid to me
Baby,
in
I said the
public.
same thing, baby. I clutched my pearls. I was like, Billy,
Mhm.
like he
Sir,
fed her like he ate yesterday. I was like, oh no, Billy, where this come from? I was shocked.
I'm like, sir, what the hell? And so we pick back up after that foolishness left on a cliffhanger. And we pick up with them in Crimson Lights today in the booth talking, which I imagine last night must have been pretty frosty because there ain't no way Billy Abbott ass would have been in my goddamn bed. He would have been on that couch or at his brother's
Yeah,
house, something.
yeah, yeah.
So they start talking today, and Lily basically, she doubles down on what she said, that, you know what, I still think that I was correct that you are chasing your next high, and the next high is saving Chelsea. Now he realizes his ass went too far yesterday, okay? Because he came as close to being humble as Billy Abbott can get when he was talking to her, which wasn't very humble, but as close as he gets to it. And he's talking about how they can fix this, okay? And that he feels bad about what happened, and that he hates that, that they have this tension with them because he's just trying to help Chelsea, etc., etc. And Lily makes it clear that, she cares about this situation with Chelsea, and that, it really upset her that he told her she was just being petty. And that she said he's basically, you've been keeping me away from that scenario, even when Chelsea was okay with me knowing about it. You just want me away from the whole situation, like it's this thing that you have to be completely focused on. And he basically said that, he wants to help get Chelsea through this tough time she's having and then give his full attention to Lily. This is bullshit. Okay? This is total bullshit. And Lily feels like it's bullshit because it's not like Chelsea is alone in the world. Okay? She is not alone in the world. She is not without anyone else to help her and to proceed and to prove just how right Lily was. Chelsea texts Lily and asked to see her because she wants to talk with her, because she realized that there may have been some tension going on between Billy and Lily because of her situation, and she wants to clear the air. She don't want Lily getting no wrong ideas.
So nobody decided to bring in Chelsea's mom for her suicide story. Chelsea's mom had been a regular character.
Girl, I forgot all about Daisy Duke being Chelsea mama.
Yep, Chelsea has a mother, and she's their little gold digging mother. I can't believe, they got Lily over here being concerned and confiding in Chelsea. That sounds so odd to me.
Well, not so much confiding. Chelsea just wanted to be clear with Lily that, she was grateful for Billy's help, that absolutely nothing is going on beyond what she sees. She does not want Lily to get the wrong impression about her position in this whole matter.
Yeah, I don't think Lily has an issue that I don't think Lily is jealous of the suicidal woman that's spending time with Billy. Lily's issue is that Billy is trash.
Yes,
that's right.
Right. And Lily's not confused about Chelsea doing anything. She knows this is Billy being hyper-focused. Correct. Because when Chelsea texted Lily and Lily read the text and she told Billy that, Chelsea wants to see me, Billy was not happy about that. I'm sitting over here like, Billy, what's your problem? Why you look like your mistress just asked to see your wife, asshole?
Because you know why, and we know why that is, right? I mean, because that's what he's just proving Lily's point, basically. Because he wanted that all to himself. Not that, he cheating or anything on Lily, but it made him feel so important,
Which is an emotional affair.
Exactly.
Regardless if it's sexual or not, he is getting his emotional rewards and gratification outside of the relationship, and that's what the problem is.
I mean, but that too, but more of it was something separate from Lily. You hear what I'm saying? Well, it was something he can call his own. Now that Chelsea's involving Lily into it, he can't make these little these midnight getaways. Well, let me go run and check on Chelsea because now Lily is in the mix now. So, it's not the same anymore as in him and Chelsea had their own little secret. You see what I'm saying? Regardless if it was
he
sexual or not.
He feel
Right,
like
and here's
then
the
he feel like she done took something from him. He
right, because
From
mostly
here's
him,
feeling
the
yeah.
like
thing.
Billy took something
When
from him.
Lily told Billy that she was gonna go talk to Chelsea, because they were downstairs at Crimson Lights and Chelsea lives upstairs, he was like, "Oh well, do you want me to go with you?" And Lily
Mhm.
Mm.
looked at him like, "Boy, what? She didn't
Exactly.
ask to see you. She asked me to come talk to her for a minute. Can
Yeah.
you step the hell back?"
No,
Mm-mm.
she don't need you.
Mm-mm.
Did nobody call you?
But you see, yeah, exactly. But that's what. But you see,
Exactly.
now he finna get. Now you see, and that's what he don't like because as long as she was calling him, and that was just his thing, or what separate from Lily, he could boast his chest up.
Mm-hmm.
So Lily and Chelsea have a okay conversation. Now, one thing that Lily did say was that, she basically made it clear that she feels Chelsea has support from several different fronts, and that it's good that she has other people than Billy that
Mm-hmm.
can help her through this, that it's not just all on him or anything. So the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, Chelsea took that into consideration. And so after Lily left and her and Billy talked a little more, he offered to take her over to society. Because remember, last week ended with both Billy and Nate leaving Lily and Elena sitting in society with their faces long because they was doing other shit.
Mm.
And so the whole time that he's telling that he's going getting ready to leave with Lily, he calling Chelsea to talk to her. I'm like,
Mm.
boy, if you don't put that damn phone down, and Chelsea is looking at this phone ringing, she's seeing that it's Billy and she's purposely not answering to try to kind of put a little bit of distance there. And all it does is prove that Lily's not wrong about what she told Billy about. Chelsea is not the one with the problem.
It's
Billy
Billy.
is.
Yeah.
It's
That's
Billy.
right. It's always been him.
It's
It's
always
always been
Billy.
him since he's been so ass to a damn adult.
But
Mm-hmm. Now,
Victoria told him that. But that's why I don't feel sorry for Lily. Victoria told her that last year before he was leaving her sitting there to go rescue Victoria from Ashland. He told her that. She told Lily, listen, look, listen, I know Billy. Right now it's all good, whoop de whoop. But as
Mm-hmm.
soon as something go wrong, as soon as you get a little bit of position over him, a little bit more power over him, he's gonna stray. If it's not gonna be gambling, it's gonna be something else. And
and
you
he gonna
better,
start
and she,
acting
no,
stupid.
it's not. Don't compare me to what you and Billy had. I am different. He doesn't.
No,
He
not
loves
really, honey.
me. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't want to hear that. She felt like Victoria was out of line, which Victoria probably did overstep her boundaries. It was probably true, but what she was telling Lily was true, though. She was absolutely on point. But Lily didn't want to hear that. Lily told her that she is different, their love is different, and their relationship is not going to be the same. And I do believe that Lily has been holding on to Billy out of pride. Pride won't let him go because Victoria would have that I told you so moment. Everybody tried to tell you. His mama tried to tell you. Jill
Mm-hmm.
tried to tell you, but you didn't want to listen to nobody because you wanted to say, well, no, what me and Billy had is different. No, I know how to love him. I know what Billy needs. It's y'all. Y'all the problem. You treated him like this when you should have treated him like that. Lily thought she can fix Billy.
And
And so
that's why I
it may have been some truth to what he said, darling. It may have been some truth to what he told her yesterday, because I do believe deep down, Lily felt like she could fix Billy. And she's finding out she cannot.
Well,
that's
here's the thing that. Oh, go ahead, Bubs.
that's why I laughed at her because she had all the warnings in the world
Yeah,
and she
Mm-hmm.
just went on about her own. She's
yeah,
always been like that. I know better. Okay, bitch,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
better. That's the same thing she did when they was trying to warn her about Kevin Fisher all those years ago.
yeah,
Oh, he's not gonna hurt me. He loves me. We're in love, and now you got
yeah, yeah.
And one thing I will say that's interesting tomorrow is Daniel and Billy have a conversation
Oh,
where Daniel not so very indirectly basically says that when I heard y'all two was together I was surprised because after all that drama she had with Kane, but I guess old habits die hard. Basically saying
mm,
I see Lily still still on these fuck boys.
Mm-mm. That was a shot, darling. That was a shot.
You have not been in. You have not been insulted in Genoa City until someone has reduced you to being Kane Ashby's
Oh
contemporary.
my
Y'all
God.
know how I feel about
Girl, that was a shot,
y'all know I
girl.
ain't got nothing for him.
I
Ugh.
know when I saw that clip, I was like, "Oh, love Bubbles would be watching this, going, that good for nothing, no good, con ass man. That is
I will be watching tomorrow. I will be watching. Yes, ma'am.
Daniel."
I want to see that.
I will say that Daniel is fully Phyllis Summers' child. Most assuredly, he was not switched at birth. He is definitely
How
Phyllis's
the hell he gonna be
kid.
switched at birth when his mama was too busy trying to steal a damn daddy for him? And
This
to
is
make sure she got the right kid. You ain't got time to be taking home the wrong baby when you trying to steal a daddy. Come on, girl.
this this is
Mm,
absolutely
mm,
the truth.
mm.
Oh, another conversation that happened that was long overdue. Victoria and Billy had a chat about this IPO espionage business with Chancellor Winters and Newman.
Mm.
Well, Billy basically told Victoria he didn't appreciate that shit. He didn't appreciate it at all. Because, I mean, not for nothing, Chancellor is his mother's company. And Victoria was basically plotting to try to take it over.
Yeah.
And Victoria, here's my thing with Victoria and her entitlement. She basically fluffed it off by saying, well, first of all, I think what you're saying is very overblown. She's basically doing the whole I'm not admitting to anything. Okay. Okay. You don't know anything for fact. Y'all just have suppositions. So I'm not going to, you know, go ahead and verify everything by saying, yeah, you're exactly right. But what she also said is the same shit she said before. She was like, well, look, if anyone, she's like, first of all, and Billy had a good point. He's like, if you had been successful in this, how the hell were you going to explain this to the kids any damn way? Because mommy took over daddy's company. How you going to explain that? How you going to explain the fact that your parents definitely aren't going to have nice things to say to each other if that's what Victoria had done? Victoria
Child,
popped
she ain't got
back
to explain
up.
that to them kids. Them kids don't damn care who runs what.
Well, look, well, here's what she said.
Tell her
She
I laughed.
she said that, well, Catherine would have approved of me doing this. Billy looked at her like she threw three heads.
Talk about
Wait,
Catherine
What
what?
Chancellor or
Victoria
Catherine
smoke? What
Ford.
they got her smoking around there, girl?
Well, here's the thing. She bases this idea on the fact that Catherine originally left Chancellor to Victor in her will, but Victor sold it. Okay, it doesn't. It doesn't work like that, Victoria. None of this works like that. Yes, Catherine left the business to your father, and your daddy sold it. That's the end of that story. You don't keep permanent rights to something you didn't sold.
Hold on, pause. Full
What?
pause. Full stop. Full ass stop. Because I wasn't watching when that happened. Who did Victor sell Catherine's company to?
Jill wanted it. Jill wanted Chancellor. And so she barely was able to come up with the money to buy Chancellor Industries from Victor, and she did. That's how she ended up, owning it.
Okay, second question. Why the hell didn't Catherine leave it to Jill anyway?
I
Yeah,
Half
don't
the
she
house
thought
was
I
that
don't
hers,
she
but not
thought
the
Victor was
business.
the better businessman. No, I remember that. I was watching during that time, darling,
Oh, go ahead,
and
fill
she
it in.
left it. Yeah, she left it. She at that time she felt like Jill wouldn't have did. Catherine had a vision, and she felt like at the time of her death, Jill wasn't ready to. She it was a business. It was all business, and she just felt like at the time Jill wasn't ready to fully come through on Catherine's dream, do what she would have wanted to do with it. Victor was hesitant about taking the company because he felt like, well, maybe it should have went to Jill or somebody in the family, but she respected Victor as a businessman, and she felt like Victor would have did the right thing with her company. So it was a business move. It wasn't nothing grimy or anything like that. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But like Darlene said, I mean, it don't work that way though. Um Victor went on ahead and bounced it back to Jill. So that case closed. Moving on. He didn't want it. Now I can see if Jill did something underhanded and stole it from Victor after Catherine gave it to him, and this was Victoria's reason for getting it back. But that's not how it happened. Victor sold the company and moved on. He didn't think twice about it.
No, he didn't. And the thing is, this is not the first time Victoria said some crap like this. She said the same thing about Newman Media. Because remember, when
She did.
Ashland Locke first showed up, and then proceeded not to be anything that they promised us he was, but that's another story.
That part.
And he showed up on the scene because he was selling his media company, Syraxaries. And they had 3 people who was interested. Victor wanted it because he was going to let Adam run it. Victoria wanted it to add it to Newman. And Billy wanted it to add it to Chance Common. And Victor, because he kind of let Ashland almost die from that heart attack in his living room, but that, I guess that's a whole other story. Was able to get him to sell Syraxaries to Victor, which him and Adam rebranded as Newman Media. And then when Victoria got involved with Ashland and they got together, she was determined that she wanted Newman Media to be in the Newman Locke portfolio because it used to be her husband's company. It don't work like that, Victoria. When people sell shit, they done sold shit. It's sold. It's gone. It's not yours anymore.
That's why I'm waiting for her to be standing up there with egg on her face, because I got a feeling they gonna do to her what he tried to do with his family over there. I got a feeling something need to happen to Victoria because she's doing too much.
She really is, and she getting on my damn nerves.
Now, y'all, we got 9 minutes left. I'm gonna squeeze in some General Hospital because
because that's all that happened with Young and the Restless. So yes. Move on to GH.
I wanted to ask you about that because I didn't watch GH today. What we got, Bubbles?
So this whole thing with Holly was a ruse with Robert to get her out from under Victor. So they have faked Holly's death or whatever. Well, they faked her. Yeah, they faked her death because the house was on fire. She came out of there burning and screaming, and people was like, "Don't they know stop, drop, and roll?" And Robert went and threw the towel, the blanket on her. And then he looked under the blanket and started screaming. And I'm like, people don't die like that from burns. Like, they don't just drop dead. She dead. So they put her in the ambulance, and this heifer done set up. So Robert and Holly and Christina, is that her name? Not Christina. Christina's Sonny's daughter. What Max's mama name? Felicia. Her name Christina. Felicia. So the 3 of them came up with that plot to make it look like she was dead because the only way for her to get away from Victor was for her to fake her death. But they don't know. Okay. They don't know that Liesl was talking to Miss Wu about some shit that Victor pulled, and Miss Wu was like, "Oh, I am not down with that shit at all. That motherfucker got to pay." And Lisa was like, "I'm so glad you said that because I have this shit I want you to put in his drinks, and we gonna unalive Victor Cassidy." So they didn't put this shit in Victor's drink, and he up at the club drinking it. Now, plot twist. Albrecht's daughter, the one that's got the one that I don't care that much about. What that girl name? Britt. So Britt up here at the club, she trying to get drunk, but her disease is acting up. So at first they thought she was drunk because she came in there talking to Ava, honey, about about the last time she had sex. I about died. She sitting there, she said, "No, I ain't really had sex since 2014." And Nicholas walked up and she goes, "And it was with your husband." I died. Wow. Since 2014, and it was with Nicholas. Yeah, I screamed.
Look. So wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Let me clarify. She said that she had that thing with Jason and some other people, But the last time she had a relationship relations was
Mhm.
when she was with Ava's husband.
I was about to say somebody get that girl.
She the last I that was on me. I'm sorry.
Somebody hire somebody for that for 2014.
The last time she was in a relationship and she was able to get
Oh,
have to
child. Mm-mm.
when she had dick on demand, it was 2014.
Oh my God, that was
Last
8 years ago, honey.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
So
Mm.
basically, she was telling Ava she out here because she thirsty and
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
something. And Truck Nuts was watching her from across the room for some reason. And so she only had one drink. She was at the bar talking to them, and then she went to leave and she was stumbling. And Miss Wu, like, hold the fuck up. Ain't you been overserved in my establishment? Because I'll fire this fucking bartender before I throw you out of here. And so she was like, I'm not drunk. I only had one drink. And Victor came over and they were trying to help her out because they were going to call a cab for her.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, just get your hands off of me. And she threw them off of her. And she was still kind of wobbly. She couldn't stand. And Victor was like, oh, shit, I know what this is. You got that shit your daddy had, ain't you?
Oh, hell. Damn. So Victor, no.
So Victor got suspicious. She was like, you can shut the fuck up. Just leave me alone. You don't know nothing about me. She kind of stormed off. But he was like, I've seen this shit before somewhere. Are you sick? You ain't drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Because she kept telling me, I've only had one drink and I just got it. I didn't have but a sip of it. I'm not drunk. And she couldn't stand up, honey. It took the two of them. You know how they exaggerate. She ain't as big as my pinky finger, but it took the two of them to get her to the door. And then he realized, okay, you aren't drunk after all, like you said. So that right there popped off. And that's all I remember of seeing in 2 days of watching the
So
general.
what they did with Esme? Because I haven't been watching. What's going on with her?
Esme is still locked up in the North Tower.
Damn.
She getting treatment from what that girl name? Liz.
Liz.
Still,
Okay.
Liz told her, I'll come every other day till you have this baby because I'm not trying to sit up here and let you not have a healthy baby. But then Esme is either hallucinating or she got the shining because she was talking to Kevin and not Kevin. She was talking to Ryan Chamberlain in her head. And Ryan Chamberlain told her not to take the prenatal vitamins because the baby is her only leverage. And if she puts the baby's health in jeopardy, then they'll take her serious and give her whatever she wants. So he doesn't want her taking the prenatal vitamins. We talked about this last night, and I think it was either Darling or Sam that said it's possible that this is her making up what Ryan would say because she really not going to kill this baby, but maybe she's kind of disassociating or something because she's been in that room by herself for so long, ain't been around no people.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not letting her talk to nobody.
Oh yeah. So she nutting up for sure.
Yes, people being by themselves, it does.
They tend to do that.
But wait,
They got in solitaire.
but wait, y'all remember that Ryan is communicating with his nurse, and he ain't blinking or ringing no bells. They got the damn shining. How does black man know what he's saying? And he's not, okay, so if you watch Breaking Bad, the uncle that was in the wheelchair had the bell. And whenever he wanted to talk, they would bring out the big board with the ABCs on it. And the lady would go across the board. The first word, the first letter. She would go through the alphabet. And when she got to the letter, he would ding it. And this man spelled out a whole fucking rant. What you call it when people have those manifesto? He pretty much dinged out a manifesto for a nurse. Ryan ain't dinging out no nothing for this black man. This black man just standing there. Ryan would like for you to know that he still loves you. Because they told Ava they wanted to use her as the bait to get Ryan to help them flush out Esme. So she said, I'm okay. I'm going to go up there and I'm going to do that. And so she was up there talking to Ryan. And then the orderly, if I'm wrong, somebody please tell me if I missed this man showing Ryan a card or something. If I missed it, please point it out to me. But basically, this man is just standing there and they're talking to Ryan, and the black man is answering. And I'm like, he got the hell of fucking shining, because he just looking at Ryan in his eyes, and that's how they communicate. And that's not like broken words, it's whole ass sentences like Ryan would say, like, Ava, don't you worry. Together, you and I will find Esme, and everything is going to be okay. Like, that is totally some shit that Ryan would say. It wasn't broken. It was the way Ryan was, like, he was in this man. Like, how they doing it? Can somebody tell me? Because I watched the show and I still don't understand.
Girl,
shining. They communicating telepathically. Ryan and Esme got the shining, and Heather is her mama, and we don't know that yet, but it's coming. Good night, Louisa. She said,
I figured
still
Heather
like
was the mother. Yeah.
I'm still laughing
I'm
about
here
you saying
for
they
it.
got the shot.
I've been waiting for them to find out that Esme is full blown crazy.
and
on both sides.
On both sides, that's right.
She full blown. She is. Her pedigree is 100% certified lunatic.
Mm-hmm.
And Heather is scared of Ryan. Heather is afraid of Ryan, so that ought to tell you something.
Wow.
And he was communicating with her. Let me tell you what this. I'm telling you, they got the shining.
Mm-hmm.
So they leave in the room after Ava then had her little talk with Ryan. The man who communicates for Ryan is standing behind him, pushing his wheelchair, right? Heather comes through the door, and Heather's like, oh my gosh. And I forgot who was there talking to the other person. And they were like, so you know Ryan? And she was like, who doesn't know Ryan Chamberlain? And then the black man is going to say, the same could be said for you, Weber. I'm like, how the fuck he know that Ryan said that? How he know Ryan said that? He's standing behind him. They got the shining, y'all.
This sounds like some Firestarter shit. Remember, in Firestarter, Charlie McGee was the product of two people who had powers. So apparently, Esme is batshit crazy because her parents are both batshit crazy and psychic. So make what you will of that.
And her daddy got the shining.
Yes, and apparently he got the shining. Yes, indeed.
Because I did
send them all to the Overlook.
Okay. All right. That's it. It's 9:01. We're going to end that. I just wanted to get that off my chest because I still don't know how the hell that man was talking to that man when he was standing behind him. You can't see his eyeballs blinking if he behind you. I'm going to pay more attention. I'm going to go back tonight, well, maybe tomorrow while I got some free time and rewatch that episode because I'm not buying this telepathy that they got going for General Hospital. Like, this is not Days of Our Lives.
Bubbles, I think you should act the show and ask them, how the hell is Ryan Chamberlain communicating? See if they
look, if we can do it with Susan and Bonnie on Days, I'm here for it. Bubbles, let it happen. Let it happen.
That's all I'm saying. If Susan and Bonnie can sit there and talk, and Susan's so funny, she's like, "Girl, I didn't even know I was reading your damn thoughts. I'm sorry. I just found this. I was today years old when I found this out. So
that was so funny. Like, hey, bring it. That's a good soap. That's how soap's supposed to be. We supposed to see that all the outlandish shit that we know that is not possible. It can happen on soaps.
Exactly.
Ain't that the truth?
Just make it fun. Make it fun.
It does. It makes it fun.
And that's why people love Days, because it can be ridiculous, but it's fun.
That's fun right.
That's all I want. Some fun, just like Passions. Okay. Thank y'all for coming. We will be here tomorrow night at 7:00 because our show has always been Monday through Thursday at 7:00. So we will be here tomorrow. Y'all can decide if you want to join us or not. But you know what they say: competition is good for the soul. Good night.
Good night.
All right. Thank you, Bubbles.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.